Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of oil and natural gas. We'll take a look and see what's going on in the sector. I'll give you my financial opinion, and here we go. So today we've got light crude oil moving on up, quite actually strong. Nice good rebound today from the lows all the way up to the top in a strong closing. We're up $1.91 to $90. I think we still could eke out another couple bucks to the upside before hitting the top of this pattern, and we could blow out to the upside of this thing. It's looking very strong for a move, actually higher, not lower. It still looks really good. Now, natural gas, on the other hand, getting a little bit of a sell-off today, being very volatile. So we'll see where this thing goes. It's really volatile. XOP still looking good. We had a small down day today. We still have the buyers in control, and this could still head higher. We're just hitting our head on a little bit of resistance coming across here. That's where the resistance is at, and we're going to try to blow through this to the upside. SM Energy, again, we're getting a little bit of resistance there, but it still looks good. It's a very small down day today, and the buyers are still in control. CDEV, a very small down day today, still good to move on higher to the upside. It still looks really good. Crew Energy, a little bit of a down day, doesn't look too bad. It's a small down day. So everything I think is still intact for a potential move higher. Callum Petroleum moving higher, coming up kind of back through this resistance line through here. We're right at that resistance line. We'll see if we can break tomorrow. Athabasca Oil, breaking through its resistance line and kind of gapping up. It's a very strong closing up here. Very nice, good volume coming on up into it. What we're doing is we're breaking this big, long downtrend all the way back into 2015. And if we break this, we could get a very big move to the upside. Shoulder, head, shoulder type move with the... Man, we could see a big move here, guys. If we were to do kind of a projected move and on a logarithmic, we could see a move up to $15 or something like that is what I'm seeing. And if you look to the left-hand side, there isn't much, let me back way out, guys, to give you guys a little bit better. There isn't much resistance till we get about here. So I think that we could shoot up to $5 pretty quickly if we can break through like $1.65. So if we can break up into past $1.65, I think we're heading to $6 or $5.75 roughly pretty quick. I mean, we're going to see a big launch higher if we can break through that area. We're not there yet. We're still battling down here to the upside here. But we've closed strong. The momentum's up. It looks really good. Recaf getting a little bit of a stronger buy day today. To me, it looks like what we're doing is we're kind of coming into this corner here, and eventually we're going to need to see a move, and hopefully it resolves itself upward. But we're getting close to a move there. NOG, Northern Oil and Gas, I drew a line here. We broke out. We kind of pulled back. We're doing a little retest. Hopefully we can stay above this little downtrend line, and we can break to the upside. So this still looks really good. Crescent Point, small down day today. The buyers are still in control. I drew across some resistance from back here that we're trying to break through. So that's where we're at. We're stuck on this resistance, and we just got to break through it. And then once we break through this, and the chart looks excellent, like it wants to do it. So that looks good. GTE breaking to the upside, up around $1.08. So that one's looking really good for Grand Tierra Energy. Again, guys, I would just hold on. Don't sell anything. Just hold on and let it make you money. Tellurian, a little bit different picture. We're still in a sell-off mode in Tellurian. We are pulling on back. I'm going to zoom out here. We're still in this pattern here. This is off the log. Just looking at it kind of normal. We're kind of coming in through here. We're coming down, and we got to break through this pattern here. We hit our head on it. We could come all the way back down, before moving back on up. That lower mark is around 85 cents or so. We'll see if we go that low. We might kind of just loop in and then try to break to the upside. Looking at Pedevco, we're right in the corner here. I'm going to go to the daily candlesticks. The daily, yeah, we're just chopping sideways. Really just a sideways move, nothing to worry about. Oasis, just a small little sideways move. We've broken out of this resistance line. We're kind of doing a back test resting on top of it. It looks good to rip higher. If oil rips higher here, guys, I think these oil companies are good to continue higher. Comstock is a very heavy natural gas company. Natural gas was down quite a bit today. So it was down today quite a bit. Sandridge just moving sideways to a little bit lower. It's looking fine. REI, I'm just waiting to see if basically we've got a nice little support line there and kind of another one coming there. We're curling up here, coiling up, I should say. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. This is going to break to the upside. We'll probably see a big move out of Ring Energy. Looking at Surge Energy, this is ZPTAF. Just moving sideways, but again, it still looks okay. We're just consolidating this massive move from $3 to $5. It's just consolidating. Tamarack Valley Energy, a little bit of a dark cloud cover. We might have a little bit of a sell-off, maybe back to this area just underneath it, 10 cents, 20 cents, something like that. But this thing's been on fire as well. It's made a huge move all the way from $1.67 to $4. Very, very good move there. OIH, this is the ETF of the energy services companies. I own some in there. Again, this looks fantastic to move higher. It's just a small little hammer candlestick, two of them next to each other. I would think this is going to resolve upward. Tetra Technologies in this, it's coming to the corner. It's ready to break to the upside, I think. Transocean, small down day. Again, bloody nose, small down day. It's probably going to resolve upward. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. We're moving on higher is my guess. PUMP, again, small selling pressure. I think this is going to resolve itself upward. I'm looking for an upward move. EXTN, a little bit more selling pressure here. It's not a topping pattern. Kind of indifferent on that one. Valeris Energy, small little down day today. Still looks like the buyers are in control. MRM looking fantastic, breaking to the upside. MMA Offshore would be the one that I would be buying right now. Looking at this, if I were to draw like a trend line in here, it's basically breaking through this line I just drew across there. What we're seeing is higher lows coming up into it, and we are breaking to the upside today. So this one looks fantastic for a long-term hold. Tidewater, TDW. This is I think this is a oil service company that's doing offshore stuff. This one's still looking good. Big breakout. We're coming back. We're just consolidating, doing a little bit of a return move. Very normal. Looking at next year, Oilfield Solutions, NEX. Again, this looks good to move on up. Two little small down days. The buyers are still in control. It still may have some more room to move to the upside. CHX, again, looks excellent to move to the upside. Cactus Incorporated, WHD. It doesn't look too bad, kind of indifferent, but I still think we could potentially move higher. OII, again, this looks fantastic to move higher with these little candlesticks right next to it. What I'm looking at is the big buying pressure coming up, and then the small selling pressure. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. Big buying pressure, small selling. It's a stair-stepping type pattern that I'm looking for. NE, Noble Energy. Again, this one's got that same pattern. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. I think it's going to stair step higher. And then Helix Energy Solutions still looks okay. Nothing really to write home about here. I still think it looks good to move higher. So overall, I think the oil and gas and energy service companies look really good to move on up. Huge bull there. Oil price looks absolutely fantastic. We'll see if that momentum can continue tomorrow. Again, I position myself in companies that are cheap and that are about to change. And that's what they're doing. They're changing and moving on up. I've been in them since 2020. So I'm just holding on. I'm riding this stuff higher. Would I be a buyer in some of these companies still? Yes, I would. I would be like MMA offshore, if you can find that, I don't know how to buy it through the American exchanges, but if you want to buy MMA, that's MRM is the ticker symbol. That's a solid company. It looks really good right now. Another one that I was looking at was CGGYY. This one also looks good. It's broken this massive pattern to the downside. It's done a return move right now on a massive scale. And I think down here is probably a good spot to be looking at it. So that's another one there. Something like a BTU, if you guys are interested in coal. I mean, that looks okay too. I think we still might see another maybe a little downward move down here before it moves higher for an ABC correction. So A, B, and then C. So I think it's still in a consolidation pattern. But it's tough to say. We'll see. It could even, well, let me back way up. No. But overall, guys, the oil and gas sector looks absolutely phenomenal. They do like higher rates, and they're correlated with higher rates. Oil is. So I think oil could still move higher. $92 is where that next resistance line is. We'll see if we hit it, and we'll see what happens when we get there. We'll monitor it every day on this channel. I'll give you my updates. I am personally heavily invested in precious metals and energy sectors, uranium, oil and natural gas, and then the energy service companies. I also have fertilizers. I also have diversified miners, royalty companies, some copper companies, and then I said fertilizer already. Yeah, fertilizers and some like rare earths and some other stuff like that for the long term. If you guys like the analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.